Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and 11 days ago I made a video talking about Boogie and his crypto shenanigans. You know, when he was running with that fatty token? Now, I normally don't really care too much about the Boogie videos unless something egregious happens. And if you're reading the title to this, Boogie has basically been caught lying about having cancer, okay? Now, I want to preface this video by saying, disinfection, like Lysol, there is a 0.00001% chance that the cancer may be there. But last night, a stream happened on Boogie's podcast, LolCal Live, that might go down in internet history as the most insane immolation that a creator could have done to themselves, where Boogie was pressed to basically prove that he had this cancer that he was guilt-tripping the entire internet with, and proceeded not to. So in order to understand what's going on here, I'm going to take you back to the fatty token scam first, okay? Now, CoffeeZilla, good friend, me and the channel, uploaded a video on his second channel called Confronting Boogie2988 on Crypto Scam. Now, Boogie ran a crypto scam. He pushed a crypto scam on his audience known as Fatty Token. Basically a meme token, as he calls it, where basically he pretended to be Andrew Tate, exposed his audience to the Solana meme coin on this website called Pump.Fun, where, again, his fans get exposed, to a shark of crypto investors and scammers, and basically people end up losing money, okay? That's unfortunately the reality of the situation. Now, it's because of this stuff that Boogie had started to actually melt down afterwards because of it. Now, some of the things that he posted in the Telegram chat after he ended up having a video from me come out about this situation, he was like, I didn't watch Mutahar's video. How bad was it? I would recommend that you watch it. Can't be worse than the other 12 he's made on me at this point. Dude has such a weird hate boner for me. Maybe if his wife would put out, he wouldn't be this way. Now, I find it weird when a 50-year-old talks about another man's relationship sexually like that. I mean, dog, at least my wife, is around my age. You still have to go to the daycare for crying out loud. Get out of here, pal. So, of course, are you planning on doing any response to both Coffee and Muta? I wouldn't even know where to begin, and I have to travel tomorrow for 2 weeks, so I don't know that I'll be able to. I'm not enough of an expert to be able to poke holes in what they said, even though I know it's clearly false in most regards. If it's clearly false, poking holes should be easy, all right? The Swiss cheese is there, dog. Stick your fingers through. I'm just going to do what I always do, which is let the internet think what it wants about me and keep doing what I do. So again, ladies and gentlemen, it gets even wilder. Older posts from Boogie start arising, where he himself says back in 2021, do not invest in crypto, a YouTuber promotes. Well, thank you, Yoda. When asked even further about this, ladies and gentlemen, in 2021, he even said, altruistically, I've been emailed by 2 cryptocurrency companies who want me to promote their shitcoin. As much as I like money, I refuse. If you're going to invest, find a long-term safe coin and don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Shitcoins are worse than gambling. Also, my heart goes out to the people who lost their egg on that shitcoin nonsense. Good God. So yeah, it's clearly enough that the man knows what is a bad coin, but it is what it is, right? Now, after all of this, ladies and gentlemen, Boogie basically keeps coping, and he even puts out this half-hearted apology where he said, if any fan comes forward, let us know you lost money on the coin. I had every coin I owned deleted from the internet and burnt. I proved this to Muta and Coffee, and you can see that publicly. I did not wish to profit from selling this coin, and I never did. You lying sack of shit, you made at least $5,000 on the back of your fans, okay? Why does this man just not admit to basic facts that are already out there on the internet? So again, basically he says, if anyone actually lost money on this, I'm genuinely sorry. Come forward, show the devs the wallet and transactions, and we'll do what we can to make you whole. As for launching a meme coin, it's complicated. So again, Boogie has no real remorse. He basically started throwing Coffee, me, Charlie, anybody who talked about him under the bus because we don't get manipulated by his bullshit cancer stories. Listen to this.
I mean, if I want to say this in the most manipulative way I can, but I can't help it because it's also true. I was hoping you can help me fucking find a way out of this somehow. I thought if you fucking expose them, then maybe, I don't know. Yeah, obviously it would take some of the heat off of me. Obviously, but I was thinking, like, fuck, they'll leave me alone.
I love how, like, you might not notice that this clip actually existed. It was out there. Coffee had to actually release this to show people that this man has no real allegiances. He was basically playing both fucking sides. He was basically like, hey, could you go after the actual, like, criminals so that I can get some of the heat off of me? And of course, obviously, nobody's willing to entertain this guy. He had no real remorse, no nothing, and that was pretty much what it came down to. So obviously, the more and more you go into it, we had to really go back and see why would somebody like Boogie take this scam. Maybe he was desperate for something, and he was. That was paying his medical bills. So listen back to this.
If I'm being genuine with you, and I do want to be genuine with you and the rest of the internet, I'm in pretty dire need of money. I have a lot of medical bills, and I'm fighting cancer, and I'd very much like not to, you know.
Oh, he's fighting cancer! Whoa! What the fuck? Now that's pretty serious, and obviously I'm going to start off by saying one of the reasons for me making this video is this is where I get really angry, okay? I'm usually great at putting a face on the internet, but this actually really pisses me off. To give you an idea, during COVID, I actually did lose family members. One very much close to me, my dad's brother, okay? Actually ended up dying because of cancer. It ended up being detected way late in the game, and at that point, it was at such a high stage that basically, end of life, it's, you know, all you can really do at that point is ease your suffering the best you can. There was one other scare, and that was close to my mom, and I actually believe I talked about this in, like, videos as well, too, where I was, like, really happy. I even started the video off by saying, you know, Mama Ordinary Gamers is, you know, safe. Mom felt a lump in her breast, and obviously she was scared. You know, she went, got it checked. Everything came back, you know, goody two-shoes. Everything came back clean. So, you know, you have a scare, you see people die, you realize that cancer is not something to really lie about, you know? It's a really scary fucking illness. People wake up every day wishing they don't have cancer. Boogie wakes up every day wishing he has it so he can get that 1 out of 10 video on the algorithm. So, you know, people started digging into his Twitter account, which is basically disabled right now, okay, because Boogie has basically been caught in every lie imaginable. He says, hey, so I debated not sharing this. Oh, really? But I got my official diagnosis today. So he says he got his official diagnosis, meaning he's got the paperwork to prove it. I do, in fact, have a type of blood cancer called polycythemia vera. It's extremely slow-moving, and many people live with it for decades. No big deal. Now, that was posted November 5th, 2022. Now, what does Boogie do when he gets told by the fucking doctor, yeah, you got this official diagnosis for your super easy mode blood cancer? Motherfucker comes home to YouTube, gets the camera ready, and films the fucking video, okay? Now, mind you, this video is a 1 out of 10 on the algorithm because everything beforehand couldn't even crack 100,000 fucking views until he decided to say, yeah, I got this rare form of cancer, guys. Oh, shit. Listen to this.
3 weeks back, I said that I likely could potentially have a form of cancer. Turns out I got a rare blood cancer called polycythemia vera, which basically makes your body produce too many red blood cells.
All right, so he's the one that ended up getting this rare cancer, which according to his video, the average life expectancy after diagnosis is about 20 years, okay? So, you know, Boogie having a whole bunch of other health problems, clearly, you know, the cancer isn't going to be the thing that does him in. So when he's crypto scamming the audience and saying, I gotta be fighting this cancer, this easy mode Animal Crossing, by the way, his words, not mine, cancer, tends to have less weight on anybody's mind. But, you know, what kind of a sick fuck would ever question this man's cancer, okay? I mean, clearly, why would somebody lie about that? Well, it would be these guys. Destiny, XQC by extension, and of course, yours truly, were the people that basically questioned if his cancer was even real. But not just us three, Jackson Clark of the official podcast was pretty much the canary in the coal mine when it came to questioning the inconsistencies regarding this cancer. Here's a clip from me July the 2nd, basically losing my mind here playing MGS4. Actually has like serious blood cancer. And I say actually because Boogie's such a liar that I genuinely don't even believe that he has whatever cancer that he says. I genuinely don't believe half of the shit that comes out of his mouth, nor do I care to even bother. When you lie that much, I genuinely cannot have any trust. So obviously, you know, I'm a little heated over there, clearly. Now, at this moment in time, Destiny, all right, who's been on our podcast, friend of the channel, friend of the show, he is an individual that started to look into this, you know, and started to basically, you know, get the Carfax, understand polycythemia vera, and really research into it. And then he decided to confront Boogie on that LOLCOW live stream. So let's actually listen to exactly how that actually went.
Boogie2988, you are being confronted tonight.
Go ahead.
I am 99% sure that you are faking.
No, don't move on.
You are faking your cancer diagnosis, Boogie. Did the doctor ever tell you, or did he ever say the word cancer?
He said polycythemia vera, which is a form of cancer, as he explained it to me.
So I think it is secondary polycythemia.
Well, then
can you
why
explain?
would he call it polycythemia vera? Why would he tell me that I have hormone markers in my blood that tells me I have polycythemia vera? Why does he order a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it?
Well, if he ordered a bone marrow biopsy to confirm it, it would be weird that you told us that you already had a diagnosis and a confirmation.
Because the markers are in my blood. The hormone markers are in my blood, Destiny.
Correct. But you said that you had received the diagnosis, but now you just told me you got a bone marrow biopsy.
It's a diagnosis, and now we're confirming. It's called a confirmation. The hormone markers are already in my blood.
Yep.
And
so I think
we are confirming it with the biopsy because I'm wanting to do that, because I'm praying to God I don't cancer.
I just don't understand why you won't just go grab a piece of paper and just disprove them. Like,
I don't have
all these feelings.
So yeah, Destiny goes in like a shark who just detected a little bit of blood in the water. And obviously, these are questions to be asking. How is this guy going to basically come a year and a half ago and talk about getting this official diagnosis and then still needing to get biopsies done as well to prove it? Wasn't your diagnosis effectively proving that you had this cancer to begin with? These are questions that obviously, you know, if you look at this whole situation for more than 5 minutes and you start to really connect the dots, it is going to be something that starts getting you in your head. So obviously Boogie had this polycythemia vera, which he claimed. Destiny started mentioning the secondary polycythemia, which is also known as secondary erythrocytosis, or secondary erythrocythemia, is a rare condition in which your body produces an excess amount of red blood cells. The overproduction thickens your blood. This thickened blood can pass through your small blood vessel like capillaries easy. This increases your risk of having a stroke. So since primary polycythemia is genetic, your doctor can use a genetic test that looks like the mutation in a gene that affects the bone marrow and blood cells, called JAK2. The test distinguishes primary and secondary polycythemia because in most primary polycythemia cases, the test will come back positive for this gene. So I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor in this situation, but there are clearly two different versions of polycythemia that can actually be referenced. So at this moment in time, the house of cards, as it was crumbling, people had started to ask the serious questions. What if Boogie really didn't understand the diagnosis and he just maybe heard the term polycythemia vera and decided, oh shit, I've got a cancer, time to make a video and capitalize on it. And this was brought up. Listen to this.
Is it possible that next time you see your doctor, you just come out and say, do I have cancer? And he says, well, no, it could turn into cancer. Is that possible?
I guess that's possible.
So
I would have a really strong case for malpractice, but I guess that's possible.
you're saying
Well, I could have a serious case of malpractice. I think my doctor might be getting things wrong. And this is gonna blow your mind, okay? When you ask why the doctor might have gotten it wrong. You can't make what you're about to hear up. Listen to this.
and that's possible. A person that knows they have cancer would be like, no, that is not possible at all. I have cancer.
Well, I'm saying I do have cancer and know it is very unlikely, but I guess it's possible my doctor could be a quack. I guess it's possible he's been lying to me for clout.
I guess it's possible that he's been giving me
I don't
tests
think he's
and
lying to you,
medications
Boogie.
I don't need.
I guess my doctor could be lying for clout. Yeah, your doctor's willing to risk their medical license and their entire career just to troll you, right? For what clout do you gain out of it? And I'm glad his co-host here, Wings of Redemption, jumps in and says, yeah, I don't think your doctor's gonna do that one, Chief. That makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. But to go back to Destiny here real quick to finish that clip, let's go back and see what Destiny still has to say when grilling Boogie about his polycythemia vera diagnosis.
Hold on.
This is the one last thing I have left.
Excuse,
You mother were in my marriage. You guys were in everything else. You're now.
How did the internet ruin your marriage? This man cannot take responsibility for anything. Everything. This guy is the ultimate goddamn victim, okay? If he was an Elden Ring boss, he would be Boogie. A victimizer of root, whatever crazy stuff. He never can accept any responsibility for anything in his life.
Every aspect of my life. Fuck you. Let me have one goddamn thing.
Can you get your patient portal up on your phone and like send it to Tommy?
And I'm
or
not
somebody?
going to. Sure,
He's never doing that. He does not have a cancer diagnosis. There's 0% chance he has one. You just said before that you don't have the money for extra medical stuff. If they don't need that test to confirm cancer, why would you spend extra money on a test that you don't need?
If you heard of this, Destiny, I just got a bit of a windfall. Might have heard about it.
We have.
What's a
He
windfall?
did a $10,000 crypto scam using partly his cancer thing as an excuse for why he needed to scam his fans.
So that's a pretty good point right there. I love he has to flex his little windfall of cash from the crypto nonsense. So again, I'm not here to judge if he got 5 or 10K out of it, but the cancer was a true part of that, okay? Like obviously he used the cancer diagnosis and the cancer sympathy to be an excuse for why he ran that on his fans. Now, of course, interestingly enough, going into this as well too, Destiny brings up a good point. Boogie could easily have countered this by showing a redacted piece of information, like obviously get rid of all the private stuff for HIPAA reasons, and just show an actual cancer diagnosis. Throughout the entire night, Boogie provides no actual evidence, even though at times he claims to be looking at the evidence. Why doesn't he provide it? Well, that's because it would violate his privacy. Listen to this.
Here's the thing, because I did a stream, because I had people saying, "Oh, you're faking cancer, Jim." So I showed my diagnoses and stuff like that. I'm going to guess he's working on a system similar to Epic, which most medical people do. Mm-hmm. You should be able to go right into diagnoses, and it's going to list everything that a doctor has ever said you had.
Yep, I just read it to him.
Okay, and so it lists the cancer there?
Yes.
Okay, so you could screen cap that and just show it. I mean, that's what I did, and then that would be the end of it.
Absolutely. And I made the decision 2 years ago that I would not do that, and I would rather leave the internet than to give the last shred of fucking privacy I have left.
Well, no, and here's the thing. I understand the privacy argument.
Mm-hmm.
I
should have never went public with it.
No.
but,
Let me finish. I mean, you can redact information. There's no issue with that. But just show. I mean, it literally is just a page that says patient diagnoses.
Yep.
And then it lists what you have. It doesn't tell you who the doctor is. It doesn't tell you what hospital you go to. It literally just says the disease name.
And I won't be doing that.
But he could easily just prove that everyone in the world is wrong for calling out the wrong cancer. He has the evidence, does not proceed to provide it. And it's also really funny, by the way, that other person in the call was somebody on the internet known as Mr. Medicare, a very controversial figure, but one figure that actually has cancer and somebody who's went through proving that they actually have cancer by showing the diagnoses to the public, right? Because obviously, if you're somebody out there who has basically said they have cancer and you're making money through it and you're trying to earn a living, for the people who you want to leave money for behind, it's probably worth proving that you actually have the serious illness you claim to be profiting from, right? Or at least claiming to people and gaining their sympathy by. Now, I don't know why Boogie says something about, I need to maintain my privacy. Dog, 8 fucking months ago, he does this. Dog is listing off the infinity stones of diagnoses, but yet cannot decide to give up some of the very tiny privacy in this situation. You could redact whatever you want and just prove you actually fucking had cancer. The guy literally cannot say it. And when people started grilling him about what this cancer was like, this is literally his words about the difficulty his cancer is. Listen to this.
You haven't.
They're very different
starter. Did you say starter kit? Like you haven't started having cancer?
No, it's like the tutorial version of cancer.
What he's
Does
saying
that make sense? It's the
pilot said
easy one.
pilot
If you're going to
said
get one, this is the one you want to get.
You can live forever on this thing. It rarely kills people.
It's not the Dark Souls of cancer. That's
No,
right.
yeah,
This would be.
It's the Animal Crossing of cancer. You have the Dark Souls of cancer. Yeah.
No, I'm not even close.
The Animal Crossing of cancer. My God, this guy is the biggest fucking piece of shit I've ever heard. I'm actually getting like heated watching this, to be honest. I'm about to throw up because of how disgusting this situation ends up becoming. Now, at this moment in time, people start throwing money at him. Now, Boogie, who is a scumbag willing to sell his audience for a minimum of $5,000, $10K at best, okay? When given almost $100,000, $60,000 of which put up by me, I was willing to wire it to an escrow account just to get a confirmed diagnosis because I personally could not believe that I could witness a person who just could not prove they had cancer, especially when they've been grifting off of it for over a fucking year, okay? Listen here.
I think this is
What is the end reason? What is the end reason? There's already.
I would not walk away from my house. I would not walk away from 50K.
I'm
I would not walk away.
More than that,
I would not walk away from an internet career that's going to give you revenue. That's going to give you
are
security. I would not walk away from shitting on these people and
we are
proving them
different
wrong.
people. We are different people.
Yeah, you're being ridiculous.
Look, Jim,
about
again,
it.
since we're not live, I can say this. I've been looking for an exit plan for a while.
This is an awful exit plan.
No, it's a.
I think this is.
What is the end reason? What is the end reason? There's already.
I would not walk away from my house. I would not.
That's a discussion for him literally giving up all of that money, okay? $75,000 to $100,000, all right? Literally just for proving the entire internet wrong about questioning a man's cancer, this man's cancer, and he could earn a lot of money, more money, by multiple amounts more than one of these crypto scams. All by the community giving him money. He just proceeds not to do it at all. Now look, at the end of the day, this video has pretty much gone on longer than it really needs to. I had to catch you guys up with this crypto stuff. I had to catch you guys up with all of the BS copium that was basically taking place in the last 11 days. But one thing I just didn't expect was this situation right here. A man that is pretty much an open book and will get on his hands and knees and move for the camera. A man that literally a day ago said that people will suck Hitler's dick just to make money off of speaking into a microphone, couldn't prove, or at least provide actual documentation when pressed, to prove that they had the cancer that they were grifting off for the last year and a half. Now look, like at the beginning of the video I said, there's a very small percentage chance, but I have to be honest here, okay? He could probably have this cancer. But if you do, why not prove it? Especially when you're getting guaranteed tens of thousands of dollars thrown at you. More money than your channel will make in a year. More money than the average American will make in a year is being handed to you just for you to prove this cancer is real. So according to his business partner, as of literally an hour or something ago, he said that Boogie went on steroids that could cause cancer in the blood years ago and was warned of the dangers. 2 years ago, after he lost all his money as crypto, he went to the doctor and had high red blood cells indicating he may have cancer blood. So anyways, ignore all of this BS for a little bit. These two lines are important. He is scheduled to get a confirmation test to see if he 100% has cancer soon. Like I showed in the beginning, why would you not? This is the exact opposite of saying that you had a confirmed diagnosis. It doesn't matter even if he lied that he still has this. He lied for almost 2 years about having cancer and profiting and making money and getting sympathy from his audience. This man lied about cancer. The man will not do it, okay? These are locked away. And I don't buy the whole privacy argument. I really do personally believe that this person does not have this medical illness that they are claiming. And if that is true, then this falls very much into the worst fraud that I've ever seen in YouTube history. I mean, imagine lying, okay? Lying is not good in general, okay? Your parents tell you it's fucking bad, but your parents probably will also tell you straight up lying about having cancer is like evil bad, okay? Like, god damn, if you believe in a god and the devil, you know that this shit is alone enough to send you down to fucking hell and burn there. That's how bad this situation is. Now, Boogie2988 is somebody that I have no respect for, and most of the internet does not have respect for this individual. But I am somebody that has spent my years basically looking at some real degeneracy. And when I really add up the people that I've covered that really come to my head, we looked at J Station years ago at this point. And it's funny that, J Station in retrospect was probably the least harmful guy. What did he do? Fake his girlfriend's death on camera or something? Have a whole vigil on the side of the highway? It's really not that bad in the grand scheme of things, because as we've seen influencers going further with the Save the Kids token, promoting offshore crypto gambling, forgetting to donate to an Alzheimer's fucking charity, this takes the cake, okay? Because not only are you parroting around that you've been diagnosed with this easy mode cancer, but when pressed by the community and your audience to prove this, because you're pushing crypto scams onto people while saying you're trying to fight cancer, and, you don't get better from cancer, come on now. You can't do the bare minimum. You can't claim privacy by making this a part of your content and basically getting the sympathy off of it, and then when asked to prove it, just fails not to. Just decides to crawl into their shell like a turtle and ignore the world. This is insanity. And there's a really, really, really healthy reason as to sit down and basically there's a healthy way that you can believe. There's a very good chance, there is very good reason to believe Boogie has lied about his cancer. And if that is 100% true, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, obviously nobody else has the medical information but him and the doctor and God knows what. This is evil, like fucking really evil. And it makes the crypto scam from 11 days ago look like nothing, okay? This is awful. And not only is it awful, it makes me just absolutely disgusted as somebody that has seen the evil of cancer. I'm speechless. Yeah, I need a drink is what I need. So, yeah, I'm out. Good night. Take care.